So it's okay for races to be boring. Just gonna say that before we get started. Every race does not have to come down to a last lap pass, a battle, a wreck, because if every race ends that way, it's no longer exciting or it's no longer unique in that sense. If you expect the unexpected, then it suddenly becomes not unexpected anymore. Um, for the most part, this wasn't a bad race. Yes, it was a Chase Elliott runaway. There's no doubt about it. But I think most people would agree that Chase Elliott was clearly the class of the field, both car and driver working very well together. But he wasn't unbeatable, and there was a point in the race where there could have been a major shakeup. There was a sudden shower, and the teams might have ended up having the choice of, well, do we come in for rain tires? Do we stay out on dries? How long is the rain going to last? And then NASCAR threw a caution. And we saw what happened after that. The typical, what we now, I think, expect on the Daytona Road Course, which is everybody piles into turn one and they crash before they get back onto the banking. Now, that rule has been on the books since NASCAR has even considered doing road racing in the rain. In fact, this has been a discussion point for so long that there is actually a Dave Despain clip talking about this very thing. So before I give my opinion of the rule, I want you guys to go back to 2008, and I think it's NASCAR Race Hub, or at least the show that preceded NASCAR Race Hub, and listen to Dave Despain's thoughts and tell me how well they've aged.
The only awkward part, that competition caution to switch the field to rain tires and allow those who had them to slap on a windshield wiper. It was supposed to last 3 minutes. 50 minutes later, the action actually resumed. But I thought such embarrassment could easily be avoided in the future. The rainy day policy I wanted was simple. On road courses, NASCAR would run in the rain. Period. Teams would show up with windshield wipers and defoggers that work, and they wouldn't expect a competition caution to tell them when to put the rain tires on. They would make their own strategic decisions because that's how road racing works.
So I probably titled this video Entertainment Over Sport. And it's not anything new. It's not groundbreaking. This is the direction NASCAR has been headed for quite a while. It's disappointing. When it seems like NASCAR is moving in, or at least a race, just a race like this one, is kind of moving in a direction where it seems like, yeah, this is kind of fun, this is exciting, this is different, it becomes the same thing. And, when I tune in for a race, and this is me talking, you could be totally different, I tune in to watch auto racing, which is green flag racing. I want to see the best car and the best driver win, or maybe the best car and the driver makes a mistake and somebody else manages to win the race. I don't really like seeing cautions called for no reason or very little reason, especially in this case where I think even if you could argue for, okay, yeah, it's a good idea that NASCAR can bring all the teams in under the yellow and force them or give them at least an opportunity to change to rain tires. Can anyone tell me legitimately that there was enough rain to create any kind of a safety concern or any kind of type of a competition concern that would warrant that yellow to come out under any legitimate auspice? I'm not talking about, well, the race was boring and Chase was going to run away with it. To me, that is not legitimate. And that's ultimately why, to me, a potential new young star, and I certainly think he's going to be a star, Christopher Bell, his first win is going to be in some ways remembered as, oh, remember that race that Chase got screwed out of because they threw a yellow that they didn't need to throw? And it's just very frustrating because, at least from the world that I come from, I want to watch a race. I don't want to watch a race where I feel like nothing matters until the last 5 laps, or in this case, it was the last 8 laps or whatever. And there's no doubt about it that if you just watched the last 10 laps of the race and had no previous context to anything that had happened the rest of the race, you would go, wow, that was an amazing battle between Joey Logano and Christopher Bell. And because it was, there's no doubt about it. 100% objective fact. If you are a true fan and you watched from green flag to finish, you're probably having a very different reaction to what you saw. And I just think it's so strange to me. And I'll never understand it because I guess it's working for NASCAR. But I don't see how you put a race on that 75-85% of it just ultimately doesn't matter at the end of the day. I don't know. And it could be thrown out the window due to an arbitrary rule that was written in a time where NASCAR and Goodyear brought one truck of rain tires to two different racetracks. You're now running 7 road courses just on the Cup Series side of things. We're not even talking about trucks and Xfinity, where there will be several other events that are conducted. These rules aren't working and it's a bad product. And it shouldn't be. And this is the thing that's just the most frustrating thing about this, is that in spite of this and some of the bad rules, the cautions that are brought out very, very quickly for things that a local yellow could take care of, or as we saw today, where a caution essentially completely threw everything we had seen about the race out the window, you're seeing incredible performances like Ty Gibbs. We've seen Chase Elliott damn near won this race in spite of all of the things working against him. The race that Ben Rhodes put on Friday night. It's just like there's a good product here. And it almost seems like NASCAR's like working in the opposite direction of making it a good product. The stage cautions, I complain about those, you guys know. On a road course, at the very least, you guys have to see that is just kills the momentum of the race. And then, of course, like I said, they're very quick on the trigger, throwing cautions. Now we're seeing that if it even sprinkles and there's somebody who's got, he's kind of far out in front of the race, they're going to throw the yellow for that. And then it's rinse and repeat. We got cars crashing all over the place, long yellows. And again, it's probably never going to change, and I would love for NASCAR to prove me wrong here. But we're 2 races in, and something that they claimed was the best season ever, I'm just kind of sitting here scratching my head going, or has been promoted as the best season ever anyway. I'm just kind of going, just kind of lukewarm on it. I just don't. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. It's a hollow feel for a day that we should be very excited for Christopher Bell. And really, again, in those last 10 laps, the dude earned that win. It just would have been cooler if it had been under circumstances that would feel a little less manufactured. And it certainly feels manufactured. And it's disappointing. For me, as a race fan, I would prefer the officials stay out of it as much as possible. I'd prefer the rules makers stay out of it as much as possible. I would, like to see a sudden rain shower shake things up. Hey, maybe Chase Elliott would miss his breaking point if he hits a puddle or something. Crashes out of the lead legitimately. Maybe Christopher Bell's an amazing damp racetrack driver. It would make sense with his dirt racing background. Maybe he would have driven up through the field and won the race anyway. We'll never know. What'd you guys think of the race? Let me know down in the comments section below. I just had to get this off my chest. I know a lot of people wanted to hear me talk about it. I don't want to beat a dead horse too much, but sometimes I think it's nice to be able to blow off a little bit of steam when you see something like this. And again, congrats to Christopher Bell. Congrats to Michael McDowell. Great run today. Obviously, he's already locked into the playoffs anyway, but he looks like he's putting together a pretty good point season for what he's running with right now. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Subscribe for more motorsports content, and I will see you in the next video.